Good morning. Welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Dina Delisa Gonzer. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good to see you this morning,
Good to see you.
Cara.
Happy New Year, my friend.
Yes, Happy New Year. Did you stay up late?
No, we were all in bed by 10:30.
That's the vibe I like.
The baby went to bed and I was like, I'm not starting the year off exhausted. It gets me nowhere. We're all going to bed.
You were popping bottles of a different kind,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
I love that.
The
I
house
love
wiped.
that. Well, we're going to get rolling right into the new year with Governor Murphy. He's going to deliver his last state of the state address. Here to analyze is Marcela Crossman, chair of Jersey First and board member of New Jersey Policy Institute. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
We're so happy to have you on this morning. So if you could, in your opinion, what is the state of the state right now?
Horrible, to put it bluntly.
I like it.
I mean, look, I was reading this morning, and one of the things he's saying, he wants to create a state bank. I mean, just think about how that's just no common sense. You're taking government workers who have nothing to do with running a business, right? You have an entire Wall Street industry that live and breathe that, which, by the way, I come from. So leave it to us. And then you're taking the taxpayer money to create this bank. So it's so subconsciously said that let's continue to grow the government because Wall Street can't do a good job on running a bank. That's just nonsensical, and that's just one of the many things that I have an issue with. Environmental initiatives. Again, no one's mentioning how the whales are dying, and not to mention that the tourism is completely slowly. We're dying by 1,000 cuts on the tourism in the shore. I happen to own a house down there, and it's pretty sad to see what's happening on as it relates to the wind farms. I can go on if you let me.
Oh, no, we appreciate your honesty here for sure. Now, what are you thinking Governor Murphy's top priority for New Jersey should be for 2025 as he delivers his final state of the state address next week?
If you do one thing, it's affordability. We cannot afford to eat. We cannot afford to pay car insurance. We can't afford, our mortgage, right? We can't control the interest rates, right? But we can control, tax spending over, bloated budgets that add no value to the core taxpayer. These nonsensical programs that are not adding any value to the taxpayer, cut that out, right? And focus on how you can put money back to our pockets, right? Through, reducing spending, focusing on cutting taxes. That's the only thing that they should be doing.
So we've heard Governor Murphy over the last 7 years promise a stronger and more fair New Jersey for families and taxpayers. It sounds like you feel like that's not something he has delivered on.
No, he keeps saying it, but the cost of an egg, right, has gone up from 14% to 17%, now 20%. How is that making it affordable, right? Like the numbers are there. Like we're not making it up. There's facts behind what I'm saying, right? And part of why I'm here, right? The New Jersey Policy Institute that we birthed this in 2024 is going to bring together these policymakers, business leaders like myself, right? Other nonprofits, lawmakers, to produce meaningful policy solutions that hit the bottom line, hit the average taxpayer like myself, right, to help us and shape the policy that these lawmakers should be making, right? The lawmakers go into a room and they're very focused on government thought, which is fine, right? That's your job. But, the Policy Institute is actually bringing light the average American and what really matters to us. Again, affordability. And I'll continue sound like a broken clock until someone listens, but we cannot afford to live here. And again, you guys know there's an exit out of this state, by the way, one of the more beautiful states in the country, but we're losing people because they can't afford it, right? Even my niece, who, I can't live without, is second guessing. She's, her husband's a police officer in Newark. She's trying to get her nursing degree, so she has a $19, an hour job, part-time, three kids. they can't afford it. They have $10 after they pay all their bills. That's just not right. And we don't want to lose those type of people here in the state. So again, I'll go back to affordability, 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 right? Education is another one that we should be focusing on and cleaning out those policies. And if we do that, that creates affordability because again, we're spending all these hundreds of millions of dollars, right, in education programs that have nothing to do with math, science, reading, English, right? All this other stuff. Cut that out, put that back into this tax spending, right, reduction program, and then boom, everybody's happy. And by the way, again, just full disclosure, I am not a lawmaker. I'm not a policymaker, right? I'm just an average citizen here that's trying to make a difference because we can't afford to live here.
And your passion is very loud and clear, and we appreciate that. And now we have kind of a changing of the guard coming up. How do you think that Governor Murphy will interact with the incoming Trump administration, and what impact do you think, if any, that will have on our state?
If I had to guess, he'll politicize it just to kick up the air, right? And that's a shame, right? He's exiting out too, so why don't embrace it, right? If you're listening, Governor Murphy, embrace it, embrace the change, because again, it's focusing, and I think the new administration is focusing on a lot of what I just said. Embrace that and remember who you're doing it for, right? You're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the people. And a lot of these politicians want to leave their legacy, which is great. You are a governor, that is your legacy. Think about why you're there, and it's all about the taxpayers. I think he's not going to play nice, to be honest.
And where can we go to learn more about you and Jersey First and the NJ Policy Institute?
Great. So I mentioned earlier, the New Jersey Policy Institute is a nonprofit. We want to produce policy, right, that makes sense for the American people, and it's all around affordability, education, small business, right, the first responders, creating, and actually tearing apart, right? Reading through the existing policy and recommending changes so that it becomes more affordable. And that's the Policy Institute. So we want to be this, policy writing, policy critiquing organization to improve and work with the policymakers so that there isn't so much of a burden on the taxpayer, right? Where government would have to hire folks to do that, we'd come in and partner with them. So that's number one. Jersey First is an advocacy organization. It's a C4, near and dear to my heart. I'm the chair of it. We are a grassroots organization, bottom up, right, across 21 counties, trying to communicate what's the reality of what's happening here, right? We're removing all the rhetoric, right, of both sides of the aisle in the political arena, right? We want to be clear and be focused on the message of the issues of American people. For example, education. We're focusing on making all New Jerseyans aware of the options on education. There is school choice, right? It's very hidden and, behind the scenes. And Jersey First, partnering with New Jersey Policy Institute, is trying to air out this amazing program that exists already, which is an interdistrict program where there are students that can choose to go outside their district for other schools, right? These little things that no one knows. Both Jersey First and the Policy Institute in New Jersey is creating awareness, making this available to the New Jerseyans, right? And then continuing off of that, listening to the people, coming up with the issues that are actually that are more important for us, and then communicating back up to the lawmakers and partnering with them to improve New Jersey. And this is, and remember, we're nonprofits, so no tax dollars spent here, right? And that's the goal. Use organizations like ourselves to help improve, the life in New Jersey through, reduction of tax, et cetera.
Marcela, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. You, a lot of passion and a lot of insight. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild month in Jersey politics for sure.
It's like buckle up, it's coming.
Absolutely.
But some good points made.
Oh,
for
100%.
sure.
100%.